This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
He has time. He's got him. Side touch is there. Leaping grab. Touchdown. Touchdown.
There we go. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Ken and Ken in the Morning. We got the full house this morning. We got Ken, and we got Ken, and we got Sarah, and we got Joseph, and we've got Motown Mitch, who was here, about 5 minutes before everyone else. Morning.
Hey, happy Easter there, Mitch.
Yep. And, of course, good morning, A-Dub.
Let's just say that Mitch's MMA takes are a lot better than his football ones.
Yep, absolutely.
He joined us on the MManiacs podcast last week, and
definitely knows what he's talking about with that.
Good morning, Donkey Kong. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. I'm in a great mood.
Oh,
I
and
find
you should change the little girl face on your screen then.
What's up with that, Sarah?
Because Mitch's takes are always bad. But that doesn't stop me from being in a good mood.
So why is Sarah in a good mood this morning?
Because the Timberwolves whooped the Lakers' ass.
Oh, I bet you Nick's in a great mood then.
Look, I'm in a great mood. We just got to hurry up and do this show because I got something to go do. That's all I got to say. I got something to go do.
Oh, wow.
Time to go do some riding. So,
Nice.
yeah, sound system. It's a stage 3 on the sound. I'm like, yes, I can actually hear my speakers over the pipes. The little things, right? Good morning, Nicholas. Hope you had a great Easter.
Good morning, everybody.
I saw another mock draft. Genty to the Bears.
Oh, God. Good. Well, there went my Monday morning. Jesus.
Yeah, and they're going to trade up with the Raiders to get them.
I'll take one of those second-round picks.
And it'll be Carolina's second-round pick.
Draft week is upon us, which means the hype train. Oh, my God, the hype train I saw on Genty the other day. Good morning, John. This guy had posted on X that Genty's floor was LaDainian Tomlinson and his ceiling was Walter Payton.
That's freaking crazy.
Yeah, we need to take this guy for an immediate drug test, and then whatever he tests positive for, I want it.
I mean, the hype train on some of these guys come to draft. I mean, I get it. Oh, that had to be a fun conversation, Nick. Oh, Jesus. Oh, yeah, that guy needs to be instituted. I mean, I get it. You've got to get Jesus, the hits are coming this morning. They got to hype the draft somehow, right? So it's not like you can say, well, it's in Green Bay, be excited. People are like, it's in Green Bay. Packer fans are excited. They should be. It's in their stadium. But everyone else is like, it's in Green Bay. It's not in my city. So they're like, well, we got to hype the players then. Okay. Because look at Ken, part of it is this. The Packers, you guys do such a good job of being your own hype machine. You don't need the NFL to hype you for the draft, right? Because
I can give you that.
Football fans here, Packer fans, every day of the year, we're the title town. We're the best ever. Okay. So the fans
we do have a trademark.
So they gotta hype the players in this draft. And to be honest with you, they've got to do it just to get people to watch.
Walter Payton, though?
Yeah, I know.
And LT is a floor.
As a floor?
Yeah.
I've seen, that's funny because I've seen other people say that he's like a poor man's Adrian Peterson.
See, and I've seen people compare him to Eddie Lacy. He might have a good 1 or 2 years and then fizzle out.
I don't see the guy as a top 10 pick. I don't even see him as a top 15 pick in the draft year. But
all Joe sees is a second-round pick from the Bears.
I don't understand. Like, why stop at Walter Payton? Why not just crown him Barry Sanders already? Like, come on. Oh, Barry was better, man. Barry was the best. Barry was the absolute best, dude.
For first round pick up to pick 6, you could get Walter Payton, the second coming of.
Yeah, but the only reason that Barry was the best though is because Bo Jackson blew his hip out against Cincinnati. Bo would have been the greatest. Nobody was as fast or as strong as Bo.
A little wrestling there. I guess there was a wrestling event this week, and they were wrestling. Cena became two-time.
Oh.
The script writers must have been bored.
Oh, he broke Ric Flair's record.
That just means Ric Flair's got to come back.
That I don't want to see.
Yeah. I seen a couple of Ric Flair's last matches, and let's just say he went out to pasture a little late.
How old is he? Like 70?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's up there. A-Dub, your comment, though, I hope they take Warren. So I wouldn't mind them taking a tight end if it's Warren. That's just it. This draft is like the hype train on this draft is huge because there isn't the talent that we've had the last couple of years coming out of it. I mean, last year you had a phenomenal quarterback and wide receiver class. Phenomenal class. This year it's like more trenches, which, let's face it, just it's hard to get excited. Oh, we got a right guard. You know what I'm saying? It's not sexy. Receivers and running backs and quarterbacks are what sell in the NFL. Tight ends aren't sexy, but fans will get somewhat excited for them. But like edge rusher, sexy. Interior line, not so much. Linebackers, who cares? Corners and safeties, we need them, but I'm not going to get super excited about them. Interior offensive linemen, okay. Moss will be drafting the kicker, right? I mean, that's how fans look at this, though. So, I mean, this is a good draft, though, for the interior line, the D-line, interior D-line, the edges, the tackles. This is actually a pretty good draft overall for them, or average to a better than average draft year for them. The problem is the skill positions, this is not the year. And you've got a couple guys who probably would be legit first rounders any other year. Then you get guys I don't think would be legit top 10, top 15 picks like Genty. Like Genty any other year? No, he's not a top 10 pick. This year, he'll go top 10. Maybe top 12. See if he makes it to Dallas. Oh, Easter.
Hey, there you go.
I get these Cadbury eggs.
Oh, no. It's Reese's eggs all day.
Oh, those two. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
dude,
I like
I
Cadbury
went
egg.
because of it being Lent and all that. I gave up chocolate for Lent, and Reese's eggs are my absolute favorite. I went and bought a 36 pack of Reese's eggs so I could have a shit ton of them after.
There are a couple. There's one or two guys, John, who might possibly. Okay, Mitch. Some people might agree with you from third round and beyond, but he's hit on everything he's taken in the first 2 rounds so far. So, you keep dreaming there, Mitchell. There you go, Mitchell. Oh, he's a Mitchell, kind of like a Trubisky. No wonder why his takes are bad.
Oh, Nick, dude, I wish you lived anywhere near around here because there's a homemade chocolate shop that I'm telling you would go on a rampage to get.
Well, okay, that just means you're going to have to send them some now.
Yeah.
And then get us a sponsor that way.
So I'm expecting some chocolate from you, Ken, in like a week.
Yeah, what's up, Ken? Why are you holding out on us?
Well, I already bought Sarah some chocolate. It was just my Sarah, not you.
Oh my goodness gracious! Places we go on a Monday morning.
We are 3 days away from the draft.
Yep.
Finally, all the speculation can get put to rest.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is going to be that week, man. The clickbait's going to be fast. It's going to be furious, and it's going to be out there. It's going to be like that Genty one where his floor is LaDainian and his ceiling is Walter. I was like, what? I commented on the guy's post like, what the fuck are you smoking?
Your mic's messing up.
Yeah, well, that's how my mic feels about this draft.
That's how everything feels about this draft.
Oh my god. There you go. But it's just like, yeah, it's that week, man. It's gonna be a lot of clickbait. A lot of clickbait. And I just want to see who's the next Messiah, because that's what they all are every year. Oh, they're generational every freaking year. They're generational. It's like
I wonder if Cleveland is going to take Shador.
Everything I'm hearing, it's that they're going for Hunter.
that is the one thing after the number one pick, which seems to be Cam. Is that the consensus? It's Cam is number one.
It's about 70%. I am still seeing stuff that they might take Abdul.
I mean, you're at that point. I haven't seen any rumors this week.
If they take Abdul, that means then that Browns are probably going to take Cam.
Well, there's a very good chance of it, but from everything I've heard, they're almost in love with Hunter, type of infatuated with him. But again, you got to remember this time of year, you get a lot of the smoke screen shit.
Yeah,
a
but
lot of the smoke.
if you have a chance to take Ward and you take Hunter instead,
Wouldn't
You're
that be
the
the
Cleveland
Cleveland
Browns.
thing to do?
that's why you're the Cleveland Browns. Because Ward will do more for your team, like right now. Hunter might end up being the better overall player, but Ward is going to do more for your team right now.
See, it's gonna be interesting to see where Tennessee lands. Because like last year, we all knew what was going to happen. Number one. The year before, we knew what was going to happen. Pretty much number one. Well, it was between two guys, but you knew it was going to be a quarterback. Yeah, this year it's.
Tennessee needs so many pieces, though. Adding they lost Harold Landry. They lost like a bunch of guys on their defense. Like they don't have any receivers. It's like if they take Ward, I feel bad for Cam Ward because he's going to go to a team that's going to be at the bottom.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley.
Again, like I said, no receivers. You know, he used to be something. I don't know.
So I'm looking at a mock right now that CBS did. They had the Bears trade up the 4 to take Carter. To take Abdul Carter at edge.
I don't think.
I don't see.
Finish your statement, Ken.
I don't see the Bears. I don't see the Bears moving up.
And not only that, from everything I'm hearing, if Abdul Carter's there for the Giants, that's who they're going for. I don't see them making it past 3.
This guy had him taking Travis Hunter at 3.
I was going to say I've heard a little bit with that, but the majority of what I'm hearing is they want Abdul.
Hunter makes sense for the Giants, though.
Yep, that's exactly what I said too.
You play him at corner, and then you give him a package with Neighbors, 15 to 20 plays a game. Like, you could do something with that.
Dude, I'm looking at the Kevin Banks. Okay, a lot of guys have. God, CBS has some of the weirdest. Okay, let me. Well,
Yeah,
CBS. Well, everyone has the Raiders taking Genty at 6, except for Pete Prisco, who has the Bears train up to 5 to get him. Yeah, which I'm like, dude, come on, man.
When that happens, I'm going to be like, I told you so.
Pete Prisco has Tyler Warren falling back to 14. Like, some of these guys with their drafts, it's just like, yeah. CBS is on crack. Well,
14 is the Colts, though, right? The Colts are at 14. The Colts are picking 14th, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes sense to have Warren to the Colts. If he makes it that far, like, it's not a terrible pick.
He's gonna,
Mitch, I don't think either of the quarterbacks are going to be great. Yeah, serviceable.
I think Ward could be good. It's just going to Tennessee, he's going to struggle.
And then, Mitch, what I'm hearing is they might end up putting Thibodeau on the trading block, which I think would be incredibly stupid. If I got to get rid of one of the edge rushers eventually, it's Burns.
I mean, this draft, look, like I said, there's good talent there, just not the running back, quarterback, receiver talent isn't nearly as deep as it's been the last couple of years. Now, we did learn, look at last year, every rookie quarterback, every first-round quarterback, and I'm not going to include JJ because, he didn't play. So every one of them that played well and showed a lot of good promise for their clubs last year. Now, does that mean Shedeur and Cam Ward won't? No, I think they both could. I think whoever goes to Cleveland actually is in a pretty decent situation as far as weapons and a couple other things. Tennessee's a little bit more iffy, but they got some pieces still in Tennessee. So both quarterbacks should be okay. This isn't like neither of those teams are like where Carolina was when they took the Keebler L2. They're a little bit better off as teams. Like Tennessee has a really good defense, right? Cleveland has pieces and Myles Garrett. So yeah, Bill's going to Green Bay. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, and speaking of that, we will be having live coverage of the draft here. Of not only will we be sitting here talking about the picks throughout the whole draft, but we will have people out there in Green Bay reporting live from there. So make sure everybody you tune in and spend your draft night with us.
Every day, every pick, they will be there. I will not. I'll be at a wedding.
Ken says he'll be at a wedding. He just didn't feel like doing the draft. Don't let him lie to you.
No, I'll be out east. I'll be on the East Coast. I'll be at a wedding. My boy's getting married, so gotta be out there. So I don't know. I mean, look at Sanders and Ward are both going to be in a situation where they should be able to do relatively well as rookies.
Not if Ward goes to Tennessee.
What now?
If Ward goes to Tennessee, I don't anticipate him doing well, especially in his rookie season. They don't have anything to help him.
Well, they've got a defense though. So they've got a defense. So at that
They lost some pieces on that defense to free agency. They lost Harold Landry. They lost some players, man. Like, I don't know. I feel bad for Ward if he goes to Tennessee. Like, I think that Ward will show you some things, his rookie year that make you say, hey, this guy can play. But I mean, they're going to be picking first overall, I think,
Oh, God. Will Levis is my version of Nick's Trey Lance.
I mean, look at those, but that's not a bad. I mean, look at let's say you bring him back, and you go edge, right? You go edge number one. I mean, that's not a bad take because next year, if you're picking number one again, guess who it is?
I was about to say that the only way it makes sense to bring Levis back after what we saw last year is if you're trying to enter the Manning suites.
I mean, come on, the guy's got a national ad campaign for crying out loud. You got to keep him.
Yeah, but most people don't think Arch is coming out until he graduates.
Yeah.
I think. Well, when do they have to declare by? Is it like December or something like that?
I don't know when they got to declare.
The bowl games, isn't it? Is when they declare.
Yeah, something like that.
So really, if you're Manning, you can watch and say, "Oh, it's going to be the Titans number one. Oh, I'm going to stay in college another year and take that NIL money." But no, I mean, look at though. That's the impact of NIL, right? Because now it's your Arch Manning, and you're looking and you're going to your bowl game pretty soon. The NFL season's wrapping, and you know who's going to be number one. Or it's like, oh God, Tennessee's going to be the number one pick. I might just stay in college and rack up another 30, 40 mil in NIL. You're making 30, 40 mil. I mean, you have no reason you have to leave at that point. The money's not any better at the NFL level for you, really. I mean, maybe a little better, but 30 mil to play college and hang out on campus. I mean, dude, come on.
But does it really matter? Because any team that picks number one overall is going to suck.
Well, not necessarily. So they're going to suck with degrees of suck, right? Do you suck because you have no defense, or do you suck because you have no offensive line, or why do you suck? Like Carolina just straight up got rid of everything. So yeah, they suck. When the Bears drafted number one last year, they had a lot of pieces. Now,
and you guys still sucked.
They had bad coaching. But it really wasn't a terrible situation, overall for Caleb. He did pretty well. 3,500 yards, that's pretty good rookie season, by any standard. Good touchdown TD ratio. But point being is the Bears had pieces, right? So it's degrees of suck. The Bears were a lot better than a 5-win team last year, whether you want to admit it or not. We took you to the wire twice. Well, once. And the second time, we kind of shit the bed with new coaches. But then you had coaching changes and all that. But I mean, they were a pretty competitive team, and then they got rid of coaching and all that good shit. But there's degrees of suck, right? Like right now, Tennessee is suck. Next year, Tennessee might be mid-grade suck. Cleveland right now isn't really sucky. They're just dysfunctional.
That's a lot of sucking going on.
But they got some
people. Quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. Like Cleveland, really, you give them a good quarterback. Now they're a 7-9 win team out the gate. So
and they got to figure out the running back situation if they're going to keep Chubb or, what they're going to do with that. But
Mitch is mad. He's mad that Poles got Ben signed away. Well, yeah, you're right, Joe. They but now you're looking like you can get a good running back in the second or third round this year, right? And you can still be a pretty good team. So it's degrees of suckiness.
Yeah, I definitely think Cleveland is a couple of players away from turning that whole thing around.
Hey, Mitch, I just say suck a lot because that's what Detroit's done for like decades. I'm just reminding you of your place in the real pecking order of the North. But
Well,
I mean,
you guys have been battling them for the basement this past decade.
yeah, it hasn't been a great run.
Yeah,
That's not-
it's our plaque going up there. No, fuck you. It's our plaque.
18 was fun. 19 was okay. Then 20 started to slide, and they haven't been able to get. Hopefully this year they get out of it. But I mean, so next year though, I mean, so look at if you're Tennessee, you know, and you go edge and rebuild that defense, and maybe get a running back in the second round this year. The next year, you know, you might, or maybe you get some offensive line pieces too in this draft. But you build some of that core, right? The defense and the O-line. Maybe you get a running back somewhere in the draft. You know, find some lightning in the 4th, 5th round of the running back. Next year, you pop a quarterback in there, and maybe you get a rookie running back in the second round. Keep building line. Really, you're on the right track. I mean, you have to realize though, these guys have to understand if they're going to go in the top 5, they're usually not going to a team that's going to be that good anyway. So I mean, it's not like
that's my point. It's like regardless of whichever year you come out, if you're going top 5, you are going to a team that
has issues.
Not good. That's why they're drafting top 5.
Well, but sometimes you can get lucky. Sometimes you can get a team that's in the top 5. That's in the top 5 because they had injury issues, coaching issues. They had other issues that weren't necessarily personnel related, bad luck issues, and they're like, yeah, they're picking the top 5, but they're probably a lot more, a lot better than what the record indicated the year before. The Raiders are like that right now. I mean, they're at 6, but the Raiders were better than what their record was. They just had quarterback issues. They have a defense. They have weapons on offense.
I think quarterback issues is understating it.
Yeah. So, I mean,
we had Gardner Minshew issues.
Yeah, so I mean, they get a quarterback, they're a playoff team or close to it.
I think Gino has a shot to get them a lot better. You know, but
what's going on?
If I was the Titans, I would trade out of that pick, man. If I was the Titans, I would get on the phone with the Colts and be like, "Look, Richardson is a disaster. You know, why don't you come up to number 1 and take Cam Ward?" Like,
yeah,
you know.
And Mitch, this is only the first half of the decade. Don't get too excited because that fortune can change real quick.
Hey, they won a playoff game. They won at least one playoff game in the last 30 years. They've won one, okay? 30 years. They got it. No, Joe, actually not a bad idea though, right? If and if you're Tennessee, take a haul, right? Take a haul, get those picks, and rebuild. I mean,
yeah, because think about it. Like, if you're Tennessee, one player is not going to fix your problems, dude. So you trade out. Like, like I said, I would call the Colts because the Colts might just pick up the phone, dude. Like, they need a quarterback.
They've got Daniel Jones there. What do they need a quarterback for?
Yeah.
Again, they might just pick up the phone, dude. Like,
I think they're gonna roll with Jones and Richardson and try to get in on the Manning sweepstake too.
Maybe so, but I mean, if you could get Cam Ward this year, and who knows what the haul is going to be, right? But for the Titans, it makes sense because then you have multiple picks next year. You're probably going to finish picking top 5 anyway, and so probably number 1 overall. So you're in this sweepstakes already, but then you have additional picks to help flesh out your roster.
See, here's the problem for Tennessee and for Cleveland in that regard. The Giants aren't going to take a quarterback, right? Because they just signed it. The Pats just got theirs last year. The Jags have their guy to a long-term contract. The Raiders just signed one. The Jets just signed one. We'll see how that works out. The Panthers, well, we all know how they got theirs. The Saints are interesting at 9 because, is Carr going to be back? Are they going to get rid of Carr? Whatever. The Bears aren't going to get one. The Niners aren't going to get one. The Cowboys aren't going to get one. The Dolphins aren't going to get one. Okay, we can make an argument the Colts could use one. The Falcons aren't going to do it. Arizona's not going to do it. The Bengals definitely aren't going to do it. The Sea Chickens aren't. They just signed one. The Bucks have theirs. Denver has theirs. Pittsburgh, well, they're interesting. They don't have a quarterback right now, really. The Chargers aren't going to do it. The Packers need to, but they won't. Just kidding. The Vikings have theirs. Houston has theirs. Everyone else has their quarterback. So there's like a couple teams that could use a quarterback, right? So we'll go back to the Saints. The Saints at 9, the problem with them trading is, well, Carr's still in their contract, and that eats up a lot of space. Unless Carr's gone, where are they going to really trade the Titans or the Browns? Carr? I don't think the Titans or the Browns go for Carr as a part of the trade and draft picks. If you go to Indianapolis, okay, they're the next one. They're all the way back at 14. That's going to cost flipping from 1 or 2 to 14 plus 2 first rounders, maybe. So, I mean, there's no real.
And I don't think any of these quarterbacks are worth teams giving up 3 first-round picks to go up to get.
Absolutely not.
So if you're Cleveland or Tennessee, and you actually do need a quarterback, now Cleveland, you could say, well, maybe they can get away with their year patchwork or whatever, blah blah blah. But other than I mean,
Hi, Yoli.
hey Oli, I mean, it's a tough situation. Like, here's the thing, though. What if Tennessee and Cleveland both say, nah, we're going to pass on these quarterbacks?
Then there is talk if Cam Ward somehow falls to number 3, the Giants would look at taking him, even though they already have signed Winston and Wilson.
Yeah.
But that's the only quarterback I'm really hearing them taking out. I think they're out on Shador.
I mean, it does make things interesting. If let's say they're both, Tennessee goes, nope, we're going edge. Cleveland says, nope, we're going Genty or elsewhere or Hunter. The Giants, possibly. I mean, so I guess that means that one of their signees is going to be out. The Pats are going to do it. The Jags aren't going to do it. The Raiders just signed their guy too. I could see maybe the Jets. If one of them fell to the Jets would maybe take a look. With the Saints at 9, I don't know. I mean, honestly,
I think, like, even if Tennessee wanted to trade out of 1, they are not going to get the haul that they are wanting. That they're just going to stick and pick.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There isn't because none of these teams are that quarterback needy this year. Because the last couple of years, look at some good quarterbacks that come out of the draft, right? So I mean, no one's that quarterback needy as they were the last 2 years. And even the teams that got the top 2 picks. Good morning, Fred. Good morning, Eric.
Good morning, guys.
33 minutes, diamonds, please. I like my diamonds in the morning. There just isn't as big of a need for quarterback this season.
And Eric, did that Easter candy come with a White Claw?
I'm gonna disagree only on that. I think the Colts definitely have a really big need at quarterback. Like, Richardson is not the guy, and Daniel Jones is not going to be the guy either. So you're going for the Arch Manning sweepstakes, or you have a chance. Like I said, especially, I mean, take advantage. Ward, the number 1 pick is not going to bring you. It's not going to bring the Titans the haul that they want. They're not going to get 3 first-round picks. But if you're willing to go down for an extra first, let's say, like, you pick swap this year, you get next year's first, like, that's a discount for Indianapolis, like, I don't know. It might be worth it.
But here's the thing, though. Teams don't – I think they're still going to ask a lot for it. And I don't think it's worth paying this year for it. Like, honestly, it's not worth doing a swap and giving up next year's first round, even, I think, for this year's first round.
Well, but think about what is a pick worth, Ken?
This year?
A pick is worth whatever somebody's willing to pay for it.
Well,
so it's like
But I mean, look, if you're Indianapolis and you're looking at Cam Ward, are you really gonna leverage the farm on Cam Ward? Probably not.
But what are you really leveraging though? Like, let's say you could have that pick for this year, like a pick swap this year and next year's first. That's not really selling the farm, dude, because like, you know, Cam Ward's going to play for you this year. He's going to play for you next year, and you'll already have your picks back.
I mean, I agree with you that they can negotiate a cheaper swap for the number one. It won't be like a haul like the Bears got when we sold it. But, you know, that's kind of like the benchmark, right? That team's like, well, look, the Bears got this, so why can't I get this? And then you have to go back, well, you know, these guys aren't as good. Blah, blah, blah,
because
blah.
people aren't as brain dead as Carolina after realizing how bad that trade worked out.
I mean,
That would be my first argument when they say, well, look what the Bears got from Carolina. I'd be like, yeah, and look how that turned out for Carolina.
I mean, like, if I'm Indy, I guess if I could do a pick swap this year and the number one next year, and that's it, nothing else.
That's what I would offer.
That you know? Then it's worth it. But the problem is, I don't think they'll take it. I don't think Tennessee would take it.
You don't. Well, you know what? You don't know if you don't pick up the phone, man. You know.
Oh, they'll pick up the phone, they hear it, and then they'll laugh and they say, "That's it."
Yeah. Well.
And then when nobody else offers them anything, they'll be calling back and, hey, now that just went even less.
So I mean, but yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Richardson's probably not the answer. He's year 3 coming up, been injured more than he's been healthy, it seems. But it's gonna be hard to sell. Even if you do make that trade, okay, that's one guy off the board. If you're Cleveland, does Cleveland really have to go quarterback this year?
If they want to win. If they want to win,
they got Grandpa Flacco. They'll be okay for this year.
They got Super Bowl winning
for the first half of the year.
They got Super Bowl winning Kenny Pickett.
There you go. There's your second half of the year. You can get 3 wins out of the second half. I
mean, we make a joke about Pickett, but Pickett's not old. He's young. He could be. Remember, the only reason he got shipped out of Pittsburgh was because, you know, he's like, why the hell are you signing people? They said, well, you don't like it? Fine, you're out of here. So he had some growing to do, and then he went and got him a ring. Fine, whatever. But he probably learned from that experience. But it's not like he's done in the NFL.
I'm going to put it as he didn't learn, because this is the second time he had issues in Pittsburgh, and they finally had enough of it, and that's why he got shipped out.
Yeah, that's fine, though. He spent 2 years there, spends a year up up there in Philly, wins a ring, learns a little something. Look at it, see what the kid's got. So, like, if I'm Cleveland, I'm not rushing to the podium for a quarterback this year because, like, I don't think either of these two guys is the long-term guy for my club. So I'm going to run Pickett out there, and if he turns out to be the guy, cool. I was able to pick up an edge rusher or another piece I need. And if not, hey, guess what? I'm in the Manning sweepstakes next year when the quarterback class is better. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a bad draft to be a quarterback because neither of these guys are like lights out. Oh my God, we got to take them. And none of these teams really have to take a quarterback. I mean, really, you can make an argument for Tennessee and for Cleveland why they don't take a quarterback this year. I mean, your best argument for who needs a quarterback is at pick 14 was it we just said, right? Which is, I mean, your best argument for I need a quarterback is pick 14, Indianapolis, and 14 and maybe 9 at New Orleans. Those are your best arguments. I need a quarterback. And number 9 is partial because it's that Derek Carr thing. Is Derek Carr going to be playing or is he not? And he's got a massive contract. So if he's playing, you know, I could see make an argument there. Let the rookie sit behind Carr for a year when he can get out and then wait. And now I can get out of the Carr contract and I got my guy and I got him at 9. No big deal. Right? I can sit Cam Ward or whoever it is for the year behind Carr if he plays. Okay, fine. But 9 and 14 are you can make better arguments for them needing a quarterback than at 1 or at 2. That's just how bad this draft class is, and just how good the ones before it has, because there isn't that glaring oh my God need, except for at maybe 14.
Mitch, I got a question. Can I buy drugs from you?
No, you can't because he's taking them all himself.
Damn it. Because those seem like some really fucking good ones.
I mean, wouldn't that be something, though, if a quarterback didn't get taken until pick 12? I mean,
I don't think there's any way that happens. I think if Cam Ward hits 9, they're gonna swoop him up, dude. Like the Saints have to get a quarterback. Like, I mean, they don't have to this year, but if the opportunity presents itself, I don't see them passing it up.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think, but I mean, we could see him fall all the way back to 9. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if he falls all the way back to 9, to be honest.
I think that would be a huge curveball. Like, I don't expect it, but I mean, it would be a huge curveball in the draft if all of a sudden Cam Ward is the first quarterback off the board at 9.
No, I mean, we've seen stranger things. I mean, we saw a draft a couple of years ago when the Steelers took Pickett. What was that, like 22, 23, somewhere around there?
Somewhere in that range.
Mm-hmm. If Ward goes at 9, that means Shedeur maybe goes at 14 to the Colts.
Yeah. Yeah, because if they go that far back, I mean, look, they're the only two teams that really – because if you get past 1 and 2, the Giants aren't going to do it. No, none of them are going to – yeah, 9.
I'm telling you, don't be surprised if Cam Ward falls if the Giants would take him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how long was the contract on those? Well, Winston was what, a 1-year or 2-year deal?
Winston, I think, is 2, and Russell's 1.
So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised there. Okay, so maybe 3, 9, and 14 are your quarterback places if they don't go 1, 2.
Mm-hmm. And then 21, maybe Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Pittsburgh if they haven't signed Aaron Rodgers.
We got 10, the Bears.
No, Sarah.
I think Shedeur to Pittsburgh makes a lot of sense, dude. I think that would
be
I think if Shedeur drops past 10, the Steelers are going to come up and get him, I think.
Shedeur will be picked at 24 because they need a quarterback there.
We don't need a quarterback like you. We had the quarterback whisperer.
Okay.
He won Coach of the Year.
Yeah, I was going to say, I will give that to KOC. He's damn good coaching quarterbacks, at least last year.
Oh, here we go with Skull Roy again.
Yeah, this dude again.
Scoliosis.
Hey, you leave me out of this.
Ben Johnson equals Mike Martz. You know, Mike Martz was the greatest show on turf. I don't think that's an apt comparison because Ben wasn't trying to run the greatest show on turf style offense. But okay, I mean, Mike Martz did win a Super Bowl as a coordinator, something that Ben never did in. Oh yeah, a team that's never been to a Super Bowl, Detroit.
That's why he left.
Yeah.
He left one snake-bitten franchise to go to another.
It's been an interesting. This is going to be an interesting draft because, like, the rumor mill, the hype machine is just stupid. You know, go back to Genty's floor being LT and his ceiling being Peyton. Like, okay, no. And then at quarterback, really, you can make the argument that they're not going to go 1, 2, and that you might not even see one go till 9. Uh-oh. Yeah, watch Godzilla movie once a week.
Nick, you want to hear something that's going to make you cry? I've never seen a Godzilla movie besides Godzilla 2000. Let me rephrase that. I've never seen a Godzilla movie all the way through besides Godzilla 2000. And that's because it was at the drive-in.
Can you imagine what?
Mitch makes this comment. This just shows the stupidity of some Lions fans. Because the dude's never been a head coach, so I don't know how you can say he's terrible as a head coach. Let him coach first, right? We don't know. Like, honestly, I don't know what to expect. I expect the offense to be better. I don't know what kind of head coach he is. Am I hoping he's a good head coach? Well, duh. But here's Mitch. Oh, he's a bad head coach with a record of 0-0, having never done it before. He's the worst coach ever. Like, dude, really? That just shows you how bitter Mitch is that he lost his OC.
Well, on one spectrum, he could be the next Andy Reid, or on the other spectrum, he could be the next Josh McDaniel.
Yeah.
It's not a picket fence. It's just a fence.
He's
You know what
already.
I expect the draft party at Skull Roy Sosa's house to be him and a bunch of his buddies blowing the Viking horn up each other's buttholes. Skull!
Wow. And have Joe be frozen with that.
Oh, it makes it even better.
It does. It's so frozen.
Ah.
Jeez. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Bill, I mean, it's cool you're going to the draft, man, but kind of sucks the talent in this draft. It's going to be a fun draft, though. It's going to be a fun draft because I think it's going to be a little bit of a wild one because of what we've been talking about today. Oh, leave him alone about Matt Patricia. And Mike, don't we keep reminding that his head coach cried last year repeatedly at press conferences? At least my quarterback does it at home, not at press.
I'll give you that.
He looks like Chucky on meth.
But you never hear about any of that stuff with the Raiders, though. You guys wear Viking helmets with horns on them.
Ooh, the stuff we get into in the morning, man. I tell you. Oh, my God. I'm just
You have your most famous defensive line was called the Purple Penis Eaters.
And Sarah's just letting this go. She's like, I'm just going to let him cook on the Sosa dude. I speak for my fan base.
Because even Sarah doesn't like Skull Roy.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't even know what y'all are talking about.
The comments.
Yeah.
I'm making lunch.
Roy was upset we weren't interacting with him, so Joe just decided to roast him. Yeah.
I have no problem going full heel. I'll do the John Cena turn.
There you go. Jesus. Yeah, it's going to be a fun. I mean, I'll tell you, they're going to have fun in Green Bay because at least you know there's going to be beer and lots of it. Lots of Leinenkugels. Lots of Leinenkugels. I hope they did the summer shanty early because that's a good beer. But I'll tell you what, man, this draft is going to be something. Even Cam, if Cam goes 1, you haven't been hearing the hype on Cam. You've heard hype on Shedeur. You haven't heard much on Cam. It's been very quiet.
Yeah, it has been very quiet on Cam Ward.
So the hype train is that they've been hyping it. It's just like holy Bud Light the draft. Well, I
think with Cam Ward, the silence is the hype.
Hey, this tells you everything you need to know about Bill and the draft. I'm just saying.
No, that's the only beer that's going to be available there.
Oh well, that sucks.
Yep.
Piss water.
Uh-huh. I can't drink that shit. That fucking piss poor beer gives me a headache.
It's like if Skull Roy Sosa was a brewer, that's what he brewed, Bud Light, and you're like, ugh.
And he would call his beer Viking Kegels.
Wow. Well, there's nothing intelligent going on in most of the comments this morning, as you can see. But hey, why not? We're having fun.
I was gonna say it's fun. I don't give a fuck.
It may not be intelligent, but it's fun. Yeah, I'm just waiting to see what the hype train is going to do because you haven't seen the hype train on Cam at all, which is kind of surprising. With everyone else being hyped as generally,
The only thing I've heard about him is he seems like he's the best quarterback in the draft. That's the only thing I've really heard about him. Not, he's got this amazing arm talent, or he's got amazing escape ability, or he's got great vision. He's the best quarterback in the draft.
yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. To me, I think the hype, the silence is the hype for Cam. Like, if they were really excited about this dude, they'd be talking about him. You know, the fact that they're not tells me that, like, even they know, like, this quarterback class is not great.
I'll give the Raiders about 7.
I'll wait till after the draft. But yeah, they should do pretty decent this year. I mean, they had so many injury issues and stuff last year. Oof.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Nicholas.
They had 4 wins with Gardner Minshew, so you're giving them 4 wins with Geno?
Our boy Sosa, it's got to take a lot of talent to hide behind a keyboard and talk smack and not really put yourself out there. But the only Simpsons character I see here is this Roy Sosa dude. Well, and then there's always Chesterton, but he's actually been pretty good today. Chesterton, you've actually been pretty good today.
Skullroy is a stand-in for Diddy in gay movies.
Trouble.
Always, Bill. Always,
He's
Bill.
Diddy's stunt man.
He's early in the morning, man. Oh no, I'm scared. 365. Oh no.
Skull Gang 365.
Okay, Darren. It's just Darren talking shit.
He said, "Pull up." Floated in here like a turd. Exactly.
Hey, you guys got to remember,
Exactly.
Old Roy, a.k.a. Darren's the same guy who last year was telling people, if you're not in first place, you're not allowed to talk on a show. Tells you about the brain power, okay? You can't talk, and then they go to the playoffs one and done, and, well,
Is it really Darren?
Whatever.
Well, I mean, to be fair though, I mean, you guys talked so much, and you only won 5 games. I thought Carolina had one less game than you guys, but they actually have the same record as you guys. And
Darren, we've always
they
noticed
gave all their picks to you guys.
We just didn't call you out till today. We let you have your anonymity. There we go. No, I mean, Sarah, look, I mean, at the beginning of the year, I think the whole division started out great. I mean, the worst record in division through the first 6 games was 4-2. And then, of course, the wheels fell off the truck in Chicago, and the coaches decide, hey, let's figure out new and interesting ways to lose games this week. Hey, let's get ourselves fired. I mean, that's the game, man. That's why you play. You know.
Hey, I got a question.
Look at, because he wants to. After I was just saying, after 6, everyone was 4-2. We all looked like we were going to win 10 games there, Darren. Yeah, brainiac. But that's why we play the games. But then again, how many Super Bowls do you have, Darren? Oh, wait, hold on. Hey, Joe, can you help me? I don't think we can count that high.
But we're not talking about Super Bowls.
Hey, I
And you're
got a
the one who
question
said
for
you
Skull
get
Roy.
upset when Packers fans bring up the past, but you always bring up the past too.
Okay,
Hey,
fine. Hey, how many playoff games did the Bears win last year?
0.
How many playoff games did the Bears make it to last year?
How many playoff games did the Vikings win last year?
But you weren't even good enough to make it to the playoffs to lose.
So wait. Well, okay.
So saying that a 5-10 team equates to the same as a team that's 11-6 or 14 or 3 and 15-2, that's freaking nuts too.
Sarah, I'd rather win 5 games and fire coaches and do all that good stuff than win 14 games and losing the wild card round. So yeah.
Hey, I got a question. So, does the paper bag that Skullroy Sosa wears over his head have Viking horns on it?
It does.
Why would we wear paper bags though?
I didn't say you wear bags. I said Skull Roy.
Oh, I was gonna say
Number one, and number
there's
two.
no reason for me to wear a paper bag.
And no, see, the bag isn't just for Vikings games. For Skull Roy, it's because he can't go out in public without it.
Definitely, John. That's when you're retired, you can do such things.
I was going to say, to be fair, both Kens might be taking a nap after the show.
Hey, Sarah, to be fair, though, you got to remember last year I predicted you guys would do well last year. I said, look, all Ginger Jesus has to do is be a game manager, and you guys can win a lot of games. And you did that. I gave you your credit, and you get idiots like Darren to come up here and think that no one gave you guys any credit, said you were going to be any good, and then acted like they were the best thing since sliced bread when they did what we said they would do. Like, we all said they would be a good team if Ginger Jesus game managed. That's exactly what he did, and you guys won a shitload of games. And then, you came in the playoffs and you choked in typical Minnesota fashion. We said the Lions would be a very good team last year. They'd probably win the division, which they did, and then they choked in the playoffs. We said Green Bay, we don't know. They'll probably be pretty good, and they were pretty good, and they made the playoffs. And then, they got hit by the world champs. Okay. Penny even came on and said, I don't really expect us to beat them in the playoffs. He knew from jump. The Bears, we said, well, there was a lot to be excited for, and they were well on the way at 4-2, and then the wheels fell off, and that happens in sports. So we were all pretty close on it last year, except for Darren, who sat there. If you're not first place, you're not allowed to speak at all. Okay, dude. And then when he lost, he stopped doing this show. So, the second he lost, the show went off the air for a couple weeks. It was amazing. Just saying.
Oh, is Darren going to do live draft coverage? Is Darren going to do live draft coverage from his cuck chair?
I'm sure he will. Oh, I tell you. Darren's going to do it from the back in the dumpster where he lives. Thank you, Nicholas. Hope you've enjoyed this morning. We're almost out of time.
So is it a bad thing to have a backyard, Darren? That means I have a house.
Oh, I love the username there.
Oh yeah. Bistro has a show at 2 p.m. Central, or not Central, Eastern, of One Ass Cheek and Three Toes.
Yeah, but is this show on the Huddle? Because I never see it on
No, that's a Lions fan you can listen to, right there.
Yeah, we're gonna say Bistro knows his shit.
Yeah. Unlike Darren, who really doesn't know stuff and just wants to make silly comments about people's personal lives. But that's okay. I mean, because Darren can't talk football, and then when the team loses, I'm not going to do a show because my feelings are hurt. Darren. I'm going to use a second account so that I can try to talk smack and no one will know it's me. Everyone knew it was you. Oh. I tell you, some of the clowns we get. All right, well, let's see what happens today. Let's see what great hype and clickbait we get today to talk about tomorrow to make some laugh and joy. Maybe Darren will be, picked somewhere. I don't know. Anywho, I hope you all have a great day. Darren, I love you. Well, no, not really. You're kind of a dick, but that's okay. Keep doing your show that no one watches. We'll see you all here tomorrow. Have a great one, everyone.